the other day and he said,
yeah.
have you done your oxalic acid? I said, no, we don't think we've got any. Morning. Well, it's the 19th of January 2014 and we've just come into the bees to have a look at them, put a varroa board in just to double check they haven't got any varroa, and give a bit of a tidy. There's loads of leaves and loads of bindweed all over everything, so we're going to mulch the leaves and we're going to put this separate and burn it because we don't want that getting in our compost. And then what we're going to do is check whether the bees have got enough to eat and that they're still alive, so fingers crossed.
That's a miracle. So the queen must have been in there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Or whether they've had enough workers to look after. We might have to feed them till we've built up some stock.
Is it possible? Yes. Because these are not nice ones. They're not the.
No,
getting a bit
they're all
angry,
buzzy and...
No, they look
They've
as though
still
they've
got
plenty
cat
of stuff.
stores.
Yeah.
Good. Well, they've still got a
Yeah, but you see,
month and a
it's
half
not.
to go, haven't
yeah,
they?
but it's not been as cold.
Check the bees. 2 of the hives are fine. Even the one that we suspected might not have survived has survived and seems to be okay. One of the hives, the fullest hive, there's quite a lot of condensation on the top, so we've changed the crown board and the top board, and just really fingers crossed. We'll check next week when we take the varroa boards out that we've done something with the condensation. But the bees seem to be fine, just a little cross.
It's the 9th of March. We're going in today to it's a beautiful day and we're going in to see how the bees are doing and have they got enough food. And we might have to rearrange the food situation, but looking at them, they're coming in and out quite a lot. They seem to be okay. Do a bit of tidying up. That's it. So, don't panic, folks. Shall we just lift this up, this top super, and see how heavy it is? See if we can tell that way.
What's going on?
Yeah, whether they've just got enough food in the top.
Well, which ones did we put the food in?
The top and the bottom.
That's still got food in. Still
Yeah.
capped that.
Yeah.
It's all capped. Well, not all of it, but quite a bit of it's capped.
Oh God, yeah.
Yes, so they've got plenty.
They have, yeah.
So they're a happy bunch.
They are.
Well, they've got plenty of honey. That's what we're looking for today, really, to make sure they've got enough to eat. And they've got plenty.
Yeah.
Yes, they've got plenty, so they're quite happy.
That's right, this is hive 2. They've got a kind of bit of an attitude, this lot. But they're very busy this morning.
We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's like 8, almost 8 cats, is it?
Let's see what we've got here. Okay, that's still very full.
Yeah, they all are.
Look at that, that's...
So is that one next to it?
Yeah, there looks...
Yeah. Look as though we might even get something out of you this year. We might get some early honey then. Once it starts eating up, not May, and the flowers start coming out, there's still plenty left. We could take some off.
Okay, so this is hive 1, which is the one we're most concerned about, really, because when we had a queen here late summer, she didn't seem to be laying, so we don't think we've got that many bees in here. We weren't sure whether they would survive. Well, I think there's a funny smell. I'm not quite sure I want to open this. I don't know what that smell is. There is a funny smell.
Okay. I'll smell it.
What is that?
Oh, it stinks.
That's not good news because that hive is basically, we think it's really well infested with nosema. There's bee poo everywhere and it smells and it's awful. What we want...
Nosema in hive 1. It's very bad. So we are going to dispose of the bees. We're going to put some petrol in, cover the hive over, and the fumes from the petrol will kill all the bees. And then we are going to remove the bees, destroy the frames and torch the hive to clean all the crap out. Oh, it's not that heavy, is it? Well, it's a fortnight since we looked, isn't it? We didn't look last week. So
Yeah.
it's been a busy go.
That is just full of drone, of brood, that. The whole frame. Wow. Lovely, that. So when all those hatch out, it's just going to be like double the numbers, isn't there? Is it 1,000 on each side?
Something, it's about 25,000, isn't it?
Yeah, you know, on each side of a frame.
Must be more.
Oh, that's our drone sacrifice. Which is cat.
Yeah.
So we need to take that off.
I guess it's just about ready to go, isn't it?
Yeah.
Amazing, that's...
Look at it.
There's loads on there, isn't there?
Yeah. Wow.
That's how a drone sacrifice works, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's,
so we want to take that one off,
Oh.
George. Okay. So if you see the bottom bit there, where there wasn't anything, they've built all that themselves, and when they've got a space, they build drone stuff, drone cells, and they lay drones, so the varroa goes into there. So now what we're going to do is chop this bit off, take it out the hive, and hopefully it'll have taken off an awful lot of the varroa. It's lovely though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, lovely. It's like a paved street.
like a breakfast cereal.
So I'm going to... Shall I shake these off? So look at that. It's like a pavement full of cobbles. That's what they built themselves to put the drone in. Wow. That is a lot of effort they've gone to.
Good.
So we're just going to chop this off, and then a lot of the varroa will be in this bit. So by removing that, we're getting rid of a lot of the varroa out of the hive without having to use any chemicals or anything. So it's one of the ways you can try and manage varroa. So we need to take that, and then what we can do is chop the very top layer off and inspect it and see how much varroa is actually in there. So it's good to, it helps you measure it and manage it. So, sorry bee, not very nice, is it? It's horrible. Right, I'm going to go and put this back in, and then we can keep doing it.
Have you ever seen it like that before, Richard? No?
Nope, I've seen this before. Heard the concept, but actually haven't seen the practice. So I'm just pulling out the grubs here, just to see if there's any varroa mite not to be wasted, because we're going to give this to the chickens to eat.
You got to go through them all.
Oh look, there's a couple
Well,
of...
just drop between these
So
in,
there, you can see a varroa mite. The drone grubs here. One or two tiny amounts of varroa, but
Yeah, let's just, obviously we want to try and
Save me strawberries.
not damage too many of the
closer to
strawberries
it, I think. Yeah, and like that.
under there.
Yeah. Well, you can take off.
Well, it's Friday night, and of course, just as I got in from work, found Linda going up the road because we realised the bees had seemed to have swarmed. Maybe our bees, probably our bees. Anyway, they swarmed into this here tree, very inconvenient because it's got loads of branches, so you couldn't just shake it and the whole lot fell off. There they were. So as you've seen, we've tried to get them into a box and then into a hive, which we had already prepared this time in case of swarming. So we'll see. We still don't know really because we can't get them all. The queen might still be in there, in which case all the ones in the box over there will just come back. So time will tell.
You
Could,
see? Yeah.
And leave it there.
And just leave it on the box, yeah?
Leave it there.
Yeah.
So they can go on the side.
Lid.
Yeah.
Remember the lid's a bit weird. You have to
Okay.
hold both bits of it together. Yeah? And we put some honey in there.
Yes, it is. Right, so come on, get to bed now.
They swarmed and they went over there and just like into a field. So they stayed there all day and then we put the box on top of them and they crawled up into the box. So unfortunately when we went to collect them we had to sort of leave the branch in there that they've gone on. So the branch is still in there. They seem quite happy now with a new home. So we've got to take the branch out and put some frames in for them to start building on. So I think that, well, and check that they're all right. That's the plan. I don't know how that's happened. Bloody hell. They like to do things their own way, don't they?
You didn't put a crown board on.
No, we didn't. Look at that. Oh my god. Well. Oh, bloody neck. Sorry, everybody. Oh, that's wild, isn't it? Look at that.
Amongst all this, you've got some beautiful wild carrot as well. Now you look at the centre, this is how it all starts out in a little clump and then fans itself out. That's brilliant, that. Look at that. And that gives some bees and beetles and everything, flying insects, all they need. We've got some geraniums down here. These actually threaded themselves through. And down there is the remains of an agapanthus, I think. Is it agapanthus or the...
Allium.
An allium.
Yeah.
I'll stand corrected. We've got some allium and this pink one here, that's beautiful. And Richard will tell you the name of that one.
Loose strife, I think.
Loose strife. So that's another one that's actually come up this year. So it's getting better and better, not only for the bees but for us to look at of an evening when we're having a cup of tea.
Okay, well it's the 2nd of August and a bit of a drama. We were planning today on just having a quiet day and sticking the clearer board on hive 2 so that we could get the honey off in a couple of days' time. But when we came here this morning, a tree's fallen on the beehives. So, it seems like that big tree that was up there, a big chunk of it fell off there. So we're going in to find out what the damage is. Well, the good news is that none of the hives seem to have been knocked over and they're all in one piece. The bees are a bit confused because there's all these branches, so they kind of can't get in and out of the hive. So that's why I think there's probably a lot of bees just circulating round, a bit confused.
It's good job it's raining though, isn't it? 'Cause most of
Well,
them
I
stay
suppose
inside.
most of them will stay in,
Yeah.
but the ones that are out can't get back in.
Yeah.
So we're going to go and clear some of the branches, the little ones around the flight path so that we can see and they can get in and out. And then we can, because one of the branches is really big, so God knows how we're going to get that off. I don't know how that's managed to happen. Anyway. Oh dear. This used to be the awkward one. And we've just been through it and we've got a laying queen in the bottom, lots of new bees, lots of drones, a couple of queen cups that we took down because we don't want to swarm in July and anyway we've only got 4 hives and nowhere to put a new swarm. So we've got 2 supers that are full of honey, they're really heavy, which we're going to take off next week. And then we've got another super which we just put on the bottom there, nearest to the brood box, for them because they're starting to fill that one up. So, pretty good hive too. Last year it was very awkward.
Look at the colour of it. The other stuff beforehand
And that's really
was
yellow.
clear. This is like
Superb, isn't it?
Egg yolk.
egg. That's the yeah.
God,
Egg yolk.
wow.
It's
Golden honey.
there's not some kind of chemical factory they've been coming back and
I
bringing
hope
back bright yellow.
Wow. Okay. Well, we've just been through our bees now, and we reckon that next week we'll be able to take off 3 supers worth of honey. Each super weighs about 20 pounds, so that's going to be 60 pounds of honey. And they reckon that bees fly 50,000 miles to make 1 pound of honey. So by our reckoning then, that's our bees will have flown 3 million miles to make all the honey that we're going to take off next week. Amazing bee facts.
3 million miles
3 million miles.
flown around Harpurhey.
Yeah, 3 million miles.
Right.
Extraordinary.
Mm.
Well, here we are. It's the 9th of August, is it? And we're extracting our honey for the first lot of honey in 2014. So we've got a system here to try and not make as much mess and to keep things nice and clean. We've got 2 people who are taking the capping off and passing to me, and I'm slotting into here. And then we're going to spin this round. We've got a hand one, not an electric one. And then the honey will all accumulate in the bottom, which is good.
That's the idea. This is a bit of a bugger.
It moves, doesn't it?
It moves.
That's how it'll go.
Running now. Go.
So Linda now is uncapping the honey, the frame, cutting the wax surface off so that when we put it in here it'll just fly out easily. Aren't you?
Yes, that's what
How's
I'm
it
doing.
going?
It's doing very well. Try not to waste all the honey though. It's just running all over. Hello, wheel.
Let's have a go.
One then.
Right, 1, 2, 3.
We're going to take the cage slowly at first
Yes.
and gradually increase the speed until the honey seems to be leaving the comb freely.
Colour through it. So that's our 2014 honey. Gorgeous colour. I don't know if you can get it. I mean, it's still got bits of wax floating in it, but the colour's gorgeous. We're just going to have some on toast. Get the... Oh, I don't know. Not too much, do you? Jenny?
Oh, lovely, thank you.
Wow. So we're just transferring the honey into the container and sieving it so that the wax comes out, little bits of wax. And then we'll leave this for a couple of days before we open this valve for it to go into the jars.